Capital gain tax is only triggered on chargeable asset disposal. It is not levied while you still hold the asset. So even if you hold shares or any form of asset worth more than 200 million naira, it will not be taxed. It is only after the trade-off, it's only after the sale, the disposal of that your asset or realized gains that capital gain tax will apply. Well, you need to know how to compute the chargeable gain. That is, you will take away allowable deductions like your fees or commissions from the disposal proceeds. In the case of shares, there's always a fee or commission on trade by the stockbroker or the exchange platforms. You must also deduct that cost from your proceeds to know your actual gains to be taxed. So we are going to take a close look at 3 illustrations to paint a clearer picture of how this capital gain tax applies and how it will be transferred to your personal income tax and taxed just once. So number 1, if you bought a land for 10 million naira and you later sold that same piece of land for 15 million naira, your gain is 5 million naira. Your sales and gains are below the threshold. Therefore, there will be no capital gain attached to that transaction. The second illustration, if you bought a house for 80 million naira and sold for 90 million naira, your gain is 10 million naira. Your disposed proceeds and gains are not above the threshold. You remember, the threshold for the sales proceed is 150 million naira, while the threshold for your gain is above 10 million naira. So in this situation, it wasn't above 10 million naira, it was on 10 million naira. So there will be no capital gain tax applied on that transactions. You should have it at the back of your mind that it might not be just one single disposal. If your cumulative disposal proceeds for the year meets the threshold, then capital gain tax will apply. Or if it doesn't meet that threshold, you will not be taxed for that year. Okay, let's take example number 3. If you bought 175 million naira worth of MTN shares and sold it for 200 million naira, let's just say the stockbroker's commission of the trade is 3 million naira. Your gain is 22 million naira. How we got this figure is the amount of the sales proceed, which is 200 million naira, minus the cost of the asset, which is 175 million naira, minus the stockbroker's commission, which is 3 million naira. So that will amount to 22 million naira. Your proceeds and gains are above the threshold. Therefore, capital tax will apply. 22 million naira will be added to your personal income tax. Let's say that your annual taxable income is 15 million naira annually. As your income 15 million naira plus the investment gain, which is 22 million naira. That would amount to 37 million naira. This is your income for that year, and it will place you on the top personal income tax bracket. So your income tax will be calculated thus. If you look up the personal income tax chart, you will see a different band with different rates. So for us to calculate for 37 million naira, I think that will lead us up to the 5th band, right? That is between 25 million naira to 50 million naira. But we're not just going to use the weight for that band, which is 23%. No, it is progressive. It is a progressive tax system. So we follow through with the band to be using different weights to calculate for whichever amount that the taxable income falls on. So the first band, 0 to 800,000 naira. This doesn't attract any tax at all. 0%. So we'll go to the next one. The next band, which is 800,001 naira to 3 million naira. So since we have removed 800,000 naira that is not taxable, what is left in this band is 2.2 million naira. So this 2.2 million naira attracts a 15% rate. So if we get 15% of 2.2 million naira to be 330,000 naira. So we write that down. We go to the next tax bracket. So we have 3 million and 1 naira to 12 million naira. So in this tax bracket, since we have removed 3 million already, so we are left with 9 million. So we now calculate for 18% in this 9 million naira. So 18% of 9 million naira will give us 1.62 million naira. So we write it down. Now go to the next tax bracket, which is 12 million and 1 naira to 25 million naira. So since we removed 9 million naira already, we've calculated for 9 million naira already, it's now left with 13 million. So we now find 21% of 13 million naira. So that will give us 2.7 million naira. So we now write it down. So we now go to the next tax bracket, which is 25 million and 1 naira to 15 million naira. So on this tax bracket, we have 12 million naira left. So the last 12 million that will calculate for this rate, which is 23%. So we're going to calculate 23% of 12 million naira. So this will give us 2.76 million naira. So we now add up all of the amounts that we've gotten for this different rates, right? So we add them up. 330k plus 1.62 million plus 2.7 million plus 2.76 million, it amounts to 7.41 million naira. This will be your tax for the year. Both personal income tax and capital gain tax combined and taxed at once. So there's no multiple taxation on this tax law. So it will be done progressively and all together at once. If you can relate to any of this and you are getting value from this video, please hit that subscribe button now, and don't forget to like and share this video with that person you know that needs to see this. So now let's get back to the video. Just to add, so you may want to do yourself a favor by telling anybody that want to transfer money to you to always add description to the transaction, so the government does not attribute it to an income and thereby subject it to tax. Example, you should write gift when sending money to somebody, or just make it known that it is not payment for a job done, so it should not attract any form of tax.
I'm going to drop a link in the description below for your personal income tax calculator, just so that you'll be able to calculate for your personal income tax with very much accuracy and with ease as well.